Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Today let's discuss the best survival foods to stockpile. Survival food doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't even need to be specialty items. It's basic foods that can last a long time, basic foods that you rotate through your pantry on a regular basis, foods that you're familiar with. Those are the best foods that you should stockpile for emergencies because you want to be able to continue to feed your family food that you're familiar with. There are, however, certain categories of foods that you want to stockpile for your survival, for emergencies. And a lot of preppers start with the longest lasting foods. Things like beans and things like rice. You can buy them in 1 pound bags, gigantic bags. You can bring them home. You can put them into mylar bags with an oxygen absorber. You can store them in a big bucket, a 5-gallon bucket, and put on a tight-fitting lid. The important thing is that you get the food and that you store it away in an airtight container. The better you store your food, the longer it's going to last. So look over all different kinds of beans. White rice is going to last far longer than brown rice because brown rice naturally has oils in it. And then you can pick up even 1 pound bag of beans so that you can get a variety. And if you are on limited budget, then just picking up 1 package at a time might be the best you can do, and it's going to help feed your family for the long haul. And that's what we want. The longest lasting foods: beans, rice, oatmeal, pasta, macaronis, but not egg noodles because they include eggs. So foods that are dry, that are going to last the longest, are a great way to buy inexpensive bulk food items. Next, think about foods that you eat regularly. Things like canned and packaged foods that you can fill up your pantry. Maybe you like foods like quinoa or soup mixes or pasta dishes. Foods even like macaroni and cheese, nor sides, pastaroni. There's all different kinds of foods that are simple to prepare, and whatever it is that your family eats on a regular basis, stock up on extras of those foods. If you plan to have 1 meal of macaroni and cheese this week, maybe you want to buy 2 packages so you have an extra one to put away. So figure out what are the foods that you like to eat and get extras of those. Then as you rotate through your food, it allows you to continue to have a stockpile of fresh foods that you enjoy eating, that you're familiar with, and that your family will eat. Then if there's a crisis, you can get through it because you can continue to make familiar meals with your family. Stretch those foods, cans of soup over mashed potatoes, a bag of rice, put it over noodles. You know, you can stretch foods and make them go farther and be creative, especially if you're running low on money before you're running out of month. Have ideas in your head of how you can put simple foods together to stretch it out. Because every meal you eat shouldn't be the best meal you ever had. It just needs to be nutritious, filling, and something that is simple sometimes to just get it on the table so that you can get on with your day. Think about adding in some high-calorie foods, things like peanut butter, jerky, nuts. Those have a lot of protein in them, and they can help keep you filled up. Grab and eat them, and they require almost no preparation. A big spoonful of peanut butter can keep nearly anyone in my family going for a long time. But if you don't eat peanut butter, choose the food that you eat. Next, think about high protein foods. Cans of meat, cans of fish. There's all different ways that you can get protein. Look on the labels of your foods. You can find lots of foods that are high in protein. There are a lot of foods besides meat that are high in protein. We just need to broaden our horizon a little bit, figure out what they are, try them and see if we like them, and add them into our stockpile. Think about easy cook meals. What could you do with a jar of pasta? With a package of pasta noodles or spaghetti, you could make a spaghetti dinner. You could add other canned or fresh or frozen vegetables into it and make it into a nice soup. Think about the foods that you have and try to be creative on how you can turn them into meals. Then it might be nice in an emergency situation where perhaps you don't have any way to cook your food, if you have just open and eat foods that you can still have something to eat. Instant rice, cans of beefaroni, cans of ravioli. You may not be able to heat them up, but you could still eat them. Cans of soup, all of those kinds of ready-to-eat foods that could be a meal. And if you have an emergency stove, you could heat them up a little bit, but you don't want to have to start preparing big meals in an emergency situation. So think about not only the comfort meals that you might prepare all day on a weekend maybe, but think about things that you can grab and go if you have to have something to eat right now. Along with pasta, think about something like gnocchi. You can drop them into boiling water and just in a few minutes they're ready to go. You can serve all kinds of pasta sauces over them. You can turn them into soup, stews, and casseroles. So look over some of these inexpensive foods that are versatile and try them out. If you see something you've never tried before, just buy one, take it home and try it. And if you like it, go back and get more and think about different ways to use these products. Next, think about versatile foods, cans of beans, cans of tomato products. There's a lot of recipes. You probably already know how to prepare a lot of these things. And then you know that if you have a different variety, you can continue to make a meal and it will taste different. We don't want to eat the same thing day in, day out, even in an emergency situation. So think about the ways that you prepare your basic foods that are very versatile and have extras of those on hand. If you see cans of beans or cans of tomatoes on sale at the store, pick up a half a dozen or a whole dozen of them so that you'll have them so that you can easily prepare foods from your stockpile. That's how you have the best survival foods on hand, because they're foods that you already know how to prepare that are simple to use and versatile. Think about the drink mixes that you like. Coffee, tea, hot cocoa mixes, Tang, all kinds of sports drinks. Think about the drinks that you want to have on hand and then have some extras in your stockpile. And remember, every time you want to make one of your drink mixes, you need to have enough water to provide for that. So be thinking about how you're going to store more water than you already have, because it's going to be very important in all kinds of survival situations. So the best foods to stockpile include plenty of fresh drinking water. You need a stockpile of non-refrigerated, easy to open and eat, just as is foods. Pouch meals. These are designed to be heated in the microwave for a minute, but they don't have to be, and they come in all different kinds of flavors and varieties. So look for things like pouch meals, meals in a dish, that are designed to be zapped in the microwave, and stock up on some of those in case you need a quick and easy meal. They're great to put in your emergency kits. If you had to bug out, then you have some meals. Even if you're stranded in your car, you can open some of these and just eat them as is. You can also include them in your rotation, because you can take something like this and serve it over mashed potatoes, pasta, rice, to make a bigger, better meal and stretch them out. You also want to think about things like protein bars, granola bars, Cliff bars, and even little packages of, say, chicken and crackers that are open and eat, and you have a meal on the go. It includes a little spoon. The crackers are already in there, and they're pretty tasty and filling and versatile. You can find them in all different kinds of tunas and chicken, ham, all different kinds of flavors of meat. So look some of those over and see if it's something that you might want to enjoy if you've never tried it. You can even pick them up someplace like the Dollar Tree. They're very inexpensive and they are great for grab-and-go meals. Remember your pets. Make sure you have pet food, pet treats, water set aside for your pets. And if you have infants or small children or elderly people or people with food allergies that have special needs, make sure you're providing the foods for the special needs of your particular family members. That's how we're successful, is that we take into account what meets our needs. How do we go forward in any kind of an emergency situation? And the whole point is to have the things that we need to be able to keep going so that we can get through whatever the challenge is, and life will be better on the other side. Head to the store, look over all of the best survival foods to stockpile, pick up a few at a time, what your budget can afford. Never go into debt over prepping, but if you have a few extra dollars, it's a great time to set food aside. The future is uncertain. We don't know what's happening. There are crazy wars all over the world. We have an election looming in the horizon, and then we've also had lots of unrest due to migration, immigration, open borders. There are a lot of challenges ahead. So get some food stockpiled so that you will be able to feed your family, and then should challenges come your way, you'll be okay, you'll be better off, because you can continue to keep your life going as smoothly as possible. Let us know in the comments what are some other foods that you would like to stockpile so that we can look for those things too. I hope you'll like my video, share it with someone else you think might enjoy it, and please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.